We're in the dead part of the offseason, but that does not stop the work for Russell Wilson and the New York Giants. Russie took all of the receivers, tight ends, and running backs to San Diego to put in some work, and I'm fired up about it. We're going to talk about it on today's show, but if you bleed Giants blue, you're ready for the season to start, and you're riding and dying with this football team, hit that thumbs up icon. Before you know it, NFL Sundays are going to be here, and I can't wait. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I'm your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for coming in. These videos are from Russell Wilson's Instagram story, where he took a lot of the offensive playmakers for Big Blue on a little bit of a vacation. But they worked hard, and they also played hard. They went to a San Diego Padres game, but they were out there putting in work, and that's what you love to see. And I understand that a lot of other teams do this, and Daniel Jones has done this in the past with Giants teammates before, but something just feels a little bit different about this Giants team with Russell Wilson leading the charge. It's like you got a real grown-up there. You got a guy that's accomplished a lot, was on his way to being a Hall of Fame quarterback, and it's a respectable franchise yet again. Here's a picture of everybody that was there, and honestly, the thing that stood out to me the most is look how much weight Jalin Hyatt has put on, man. He really got dedicated to being in the weight room. You got Malik Nabers there, Bryce Ford-Wheaton, Jalin Hyatt, Darius Slayton. You got Theo Johnson, Dante Turbo Miller, Russie wearing the shoulder pads, Wan'Dale Robinson next to him, Tyrone Tracy, Greg Dulcich. I think that's my guy, Dalen Cambry, right there. The guy that's built like a Greek god on the left. That's Chris Manhertz. I couldn't tell who, and then there's Jameis. Look at famous Jameis smiling like that, having all the fun in the world. I couldn't tell who Red Cleats was. Whoever could figure that out, comment that down below, and we'll get you a cookie or something like that. One thing I didn't see, though, was Jaxson Dart. I think they might have had him taking the picture because Jaxson Dart was there. He just wasn't in that picture. There you see the young guy just getting ready to let it rip. Exciting stuff happening in the offseason for the Giants. So don't worry. Jaxson Dart was there, Russ bringing him along. And what I really like is it feels like Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston kind of putting Jaxson Dart really under their wing. And to be honest with you, I might be drunk off the Giants Kool-Aid at this point. And I might, because I do drink red and blue Giants Kool-Aid. I'm hyped up about this season, man. I don't know if it's just because I'm itching for football. I don't know what it is. But something just feels a little bit different. I'm not going to go out there and tell you guys and predict that they're going to go out and win the Super Bowl, whatever it is, but just the vibes and like this, like I'm a sucker for this stuff. Like you're putting in extra work, you're getting the team together, we're working out, we're throwing routes, we're building team chemistry. Like the vibes are just at an all-time high, and for the first time in a long time, I feel cool being a Giants fan, and it feels cool to be a Giant again. And I don't know who deserves the credit for that. Maybe the credit is Daniel Jones is gone, and he was the furthest thing from cool. But, like, it feels like the Giants are back again. And I think the main reason is you got a legit quarterback. Like, you have a legit professional quarterback, a guy that's had a lot of success in the NFL, a 10-time Pro Bowler. He's been in the Super Bowl 2 times. He's hoisted the Lombardi Trophy. He did it in your stadium, at MetLife Stadium. It just feels different. And when you got someone like Russell Wilson in there, that's going to captivate and cultivate your locker room. Like, Russ is a legend to a lot of these guys. Like, we showed you Daniel Bellinger or Theo Johnson, Greg Dulcich, and all those guys, Wan'Dale Robinson, Dante Turbo Miller, Hyatt, Bryce Ford-Wheaton, Malik Nabers. Those guys were in middle and high school when Russell Wilson was winning a Super Bowl and playing in another Super Bowl. And they look at that guy like NFL royalty. And we've heard all offseason long how Russ has come in, established really his leadership role, and been really the guy that's leading the charge for this team. And it's one thing to talk like a leader and walk like a leader. It's another to do that, but also be a damn good football player. And that's what Russell Wilson was at the peak of his powers. It's easier to lead when you've been there and done that. It's a lot easier as someone that's trying to follow someone that's a leader when the leader is telling you we got to do this to achieve that, when Russell Wilson has done this and he has achieved that. When you're a champion, people just look at you different. You're in rarefied air, and they're looking at you like, okay, he knows what it takes to go and win a Super Bowl because he's done that. And I'm fired about that one-hand snag. I'm sure you guys have seen it by Darius Slayton. I'm hyped about him. Jalin Hyatt getting work out there. It's good to see Malik Nabers out there. We'll talk about that. I'm all in on being a Rusty Rider this year, man. I am. I'm pumped up for this guy. We haven't seen a quarterback like Russell Wilson play for the Giants since Eli Manning, and that was almost a decade ago. And we saw Russ last year with the Steelers in his first 6 games, his first 6 starts. He was literally playing like the best quarterback in the NFL. The Steelers' offense, which was garbage last year, averaged 29 points per game. Russ was throwing for 271 yards a game, 10 touchdowns. EPA, estimated points added, 28.72. Kind of fell off the rails as the season grew on. Injuries started to pop up on the offensive line. George Pickens was doing George Pickens things. Russ had maybe a couple of injuries that popped up that he played through, and the competition of the schedule got harder. But if you just scale out what Russell Wilson did in the 12 games over a 17-game regular season, he put up 3,800 yards. He was averaging 225-plus yards per game, throwing for 24 touchdowns, throwing for just 7 interceptions. And, like, you may look at these numbers and be like, Marshall, that's really not all that impressive. I mean, 24 touchdowns. Plenty of Giants quarterbacks have done that before. Throwing for 7 interceptions or less, plenty of quarterbacks have done that before. Well, it's simply just not true. The last time a Giants quarterback exceeded those numbers in a regular season that Wilson put out last year was Eli Manning in 2016. It's almost a decade ago. And when someone threw more than 3,800 yards like Russ would have done last year was Eli Manning in 2018. And the last time a quarterback that started every game of a season threw less than 7 interceptions was Dan the Doo-Doo Man in 2022 and 5 interceptions. This is legitimately the best quarterback. Russell Wilson, I'm talking about, is the best quarterback we've seen since that 2016 Eli Manning year. Like, it's been a long time, and I'm a sicko for good quarterback play. I am. I am addicted to going back and watching tape and digesting content and understanding how a quarterback's able to be successful. And Russell Wilson has done that in the past, and I think he's going to do it again for the New York Giants. I think he's going to have a good year. I do. And, again, am I biased? 1,000%. But I just feel it, man. I feel it inside of me. Kind of like the 2022 season where I told you guys Giants were going to the playoffs, and they did. And they beat the Minnesota Vikings. Shout out to Patrick Seaman. He's bouncing back this year. I believe it. I won't be shocked if Russell Wilson is back next year as the Giants quarterback because I think he's going to play so well. It's going to be a tough decision. Ultimately, I do think Dart will start week 1 of 2026, but if Russ goes out there and they go 9-8, Russie plays good, I'm not mad at being a Russie Rider for one more year. We're going to talk a little bit more about Malik Nabers because there was some big-time stuff in that video we got to talk about. Get your shirt today, your Nike Giants shirt, the one that's 50% off. Chatsports.com/Giants sale. Chatsports.com/Giants sale. The shirt was $40. Now it's $20. Get your shirt. Game day's almost here. Reasons I think that Russell Wilson is going to break out. 1, he is a perfect scheme fit for Brian Daboll. What does Brian Daboll want to do? What did Brian Daboll do when he had his most success? Throw the ball down the field. Create chunk plays with Josh Allen. What does Russell Wilson do best? Throw the ball down the field. Create chunk plays. And now he gets to do it with a wide receiver core that just fits exactly who he is. It's one thing when you got Malik Nabers, so I think you could argue is a top 5 receiver right now, and by this time next year, we'll all be knowing that and believing that. But you got Darius Slayton, who has a deep threat, had 4 or 5 seasons, I don't remember the exact number, of over 700 yards. And he did that with Daniel Jones, who was the opposite of a deep threat quarterback. Now you got Slayton who could do that. You got Nabers that could do that. You got Jalin Hyatt ready to break out. The guy was a Blitnikoff winner and scored 5 touchdowns on Nick Saban's head top. He could do that. I truly believe these weapons complement him. And it was great to see Malik Nabers out there throwing with Russ and the boys in San Diego. Hadn't been a participant in any of the organized team activities or mini camp the Giants had this offseason. Here you could see Russ throwing that quick slant to Nabers, catch it, get upfield. Foot looks good. Foot looks good, man. There was some talk if it was going to be a lingering issue. Pro Football Doc said that Giants fans should be worried, but Nabers out there looks like he's running full speed. That might be half speed the way that guy moves, just a little bit different. But I'm excited for him, and it's good for him and Russ to get some work together, as they didn't get to do that in any of the mini camps or offseason organized team activities. And with training camp right around the corner, I want to hit the ground running in training camp, not building up that chemistry there. Year 2 for Malik Nabers. Put up 109 grabs for 1,200-plus yards and 7 touchdowns. Daniel Jones, Tommy DeVito, Drew Lock, Tim effing Boyle. Who the hell is Tim Boyle? If you know, you know. And now he's doing it with Russell Wilson. If he goes for 50, if Malik Nabers plays 17 games this year, book it. 1,400-plus yards and 10-plus touchdowns. Book it. And reason number 3, elite competitors, successful people in life, when they're backed into a corner and they got to get the job done, they usually find a way to get it done. And Russell Wilson knows it is his last chance in the NFL here. If he flames out this year with the Giants, no one's picking him up next year. He's going to be a free agent. And Russ is too big and too loud and too popular to be a backup quarterback in this league. And just in life, when people like Russ that are successful, driven, thrive off motivation, when they are boxed into a corner, they usually come out successful. And I think he knows it's now or never. I think he loves already being a Giant. He's wanted to be a Giant. We are embracing him. I don't think he's been embraced like this since before ever. Like, obviously with the Seahawks, but not with the Broncos, not with the whatever damn team he played for last year. Who was it? Steelers? Who gives a shit? I'm pumped up. I know you guys are too. Show him some love. That's our QB. That's my QB, man. Feels good. Feels good to have a quarterback that's a Super Bowl champion yet again. Show him some love. Type those 3s if you're a Russie rider. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter. I'm on Instagram. Give me a follow, and let's talk some Giants football. We'll see you later.